dreams you master, that's where you truly become what you're destined to become.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. Success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them behind you.
You can go without your friends. You can go without going out. You can go without other people around you. You have to separate yourself from the pack. You have to be willing to spend time with yourself. Greater the sacrifice, greater the reward. This is so true. And when you do these things, you'll start seeing that, okay, well, I used to do this. And when you go out and you don't do it anymore, it's very, very clear that you've made the right decision. Because your friends will still be doing that. And you'll find yourself that you don't fit in with their crowd anymore. You just don't fit in. Nah, I got something to do. You'll start getting away from people that are negative. You only want to be around positive. You'll start not wasting your time on things that aren't productive. And you will start taking your time and energy and putting it into things that you enjoy doing that are productive for yourself.
If you were to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life. What would you put them through to make them patient? You probably wouldn't even consider it. And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. It's just like, do you want to pay the price tag to get the thing? And so I think if people reframe the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, but the wallet is their time, is the seconds of life that they're trading for it, then I think more people would be willing to make the trade. Because at least when I look at myself, like when I'm 80-something years old, I'm looking back at my life, I want to have these traits. But in order to have those traits, I know I have to go through these things. And I think for me, that's given me a lot of comfort in hard times.
It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's all about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing? What? You end up sitting around with a belly, drinking soya fucking latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training. Train. I will only drink water. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing. Okay. That's the difference between a man and a fucking child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to fucking do. The men on the Titanic didn't feel like dying that day. It's your duty. People want to know how I'm always motivated. It's the unseen work. What she just said is a true statement. I'm not running at 2 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, in the gym, long sessions by myself. That's real. How am I able to just extract dopamine, the good dopamine whenever I want? Man, I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one pat me on the back. I did all of the work alone. And while I'm still hard on myself, I know what I did. So whenever times get bad, people are all this, who's your carrying the bullshit? That's real. I hate that people know me for that guy, because that guy is not every fucking day. Like, when they see me, they want that energy. That's not me every day. I can extract it immediately when I need to, because when you train alone, and I lived alone for so many years in this misery, and you're able to get out by yourself. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. But I have this fire that I'm going to be somebody. And it has to be there, because on all those bad days, on all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own trainer, your own everything. So to do that, you have to come into work, and work is whatever your work may be. Life isn't fair at all. At all. So what are you going to do about it? I knew that no one was coming back to help me. No one's going to miracle me to be somebody special. So, mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs in life. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. She should always have I've never arrived mentality. And the can't hurt me mentality is no matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever you think you're from, When I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me.
Your attitude has a giant effect, not just on your life, but on other people's lives around you. That's the other thing about it. Those I can't catch a break guys,
Yeah.
get them the away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks.
Yeah.
I've had a ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up.
Yeah.
And I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong. And then I went back. It's like I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it. And I've had a bunch of shitty breaks. Everybody has. But you got to realize when you have those shitty breaks what that is. It's an opportunity for you to reassess, reboot, get better, figure out another way, find another way through. It's just little challenges. And the people that look at those challenges and go, why do I always have these challenges? They're cancer. Those people are dangerous to be around. They will rob you of your enthusiasm. They don't give you any fuel. They're the opposite of fuel.
Yeah, there is a period in everybody's journey where they are so different because they've started to do new things that they no longer fit in with their old set of friends. But they're not sufficiently developed that they've gained their new set of friends. And they're unsure. Should I go back? Should I lean back into getting a bag in with the boys on a weekend? Is that the highest, way that I can live my life passion forward? Because that's what everybody else does. And all of my friends are taking the piss. Oh, we're not drinking again. Too good for us, are we? Not going out again this week. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy staying in home and reading. Fucking nerd. So you're going to feel the pain of being ostracized from the group of friends that you used to have. But you're stuck in this messy middle where you haven't yet worked out who you are on the other side of this. And that lonely chapter that's in the middle is something that I would say almost nobody that I've ever met who has gone from a place where they are to a place where they want to be hasn't gone through.
There's times where
People need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that. It's still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us. Because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose, like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever, but the main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. I always fix the things on the surface. So if I couldn't read and write, I learned to read and write. I would always fix these things on the surface level. And so whenever something hard would raise its ugly head, I didn't have any kind of tools to handle it. Like, man, I thought I fixed this already, man. But no, I didn't go deep into the dungeon of my soul and say, okay, what is making you a quitter? What is making you a weak man? What is making you afraid? And so that's why I kept on quitting and going back to start, or not knowing how to get through hard times. And that's why I was telling people, I'm not a theorist. I didn't study, I didn't study a book. I literally put myself in a fire repeatedly like a sword. You put a sword in the fire repeatedly. If you keep on doing that, you're going to get a nice sword. And then you keep on beating it. You got to beat the shit out of it. And that's what I am.
Yeah.
I became that. I said, okay, we can't quit. You got to figure out why you are this.
Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure.
It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Look, I'd love to sugarcoat this thing for you. I'd love to tell you, look, you can go out here and get rich, do a couple of things. They ain't happening. You got to get real doggish.
So I define learning by same condition, new behavior. And so when you go to a video game and you battle through the level and you battle the boss, if you keep doing the same thing to the boss and you keep losing, then you have not learned because you have the same condition and the same behavior. And so I often say that, like, for anyone who's listening to this podcast, if the goal is to get better and you're like, man, I really want to learn something from this podcast, if you listen to this podcast and then you're in the same exact conditions as you were before and then you do not change your behavior, you learned nothing.
And what that means is you may have failed miserably yesterday, but you come to work like, you're like, man, you just lost everything. How the hell are you just fucking damn motivated? Because this is what it takes. This is what the fuck it takes. And you got to get it from wherever you came. Whether you make up this illusion of your life or this false reality that gets you motivated, whatever gets you motivated, it's got to be here at the tip of your brain at all times. Because in those dark moments, you gotta pull it out. So that's the big thing for me, man. I was always fired up at all times.
Kill the boy and let the man be born.
You want to beat the king, right? The current king.
You're looking at the current king, you're interviewing the current king.
When you're running, you run for hours. What days?
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die.
This rematch. He should have killed me when he had the chance. Because now I'm back and I'm going to kill you and your whole fucking team. You and them kids. This is my fucking time. You can't touch me. You're not man enough. Come on, you bitch. You're scared coward. You're not man enough to with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world. Look at you scared now. Scared like a little white. Scared of the real man.
I wish they would let me next door so I could spit in your face.
When I say I am God, you think I'm joking or not? I'm not joking. When I come on the field, I feel like that. I feel untouchable, and I feel I will smash everyone that comes in my way.
A big challenge, a big pressure is like a fire. It's like a raging fire. Either you can allow this fire to consume you and just take you off completely, or you can gain control of this fire and harness it, and you blow it right at your opponent.
You want to know the problem, my friend? The problem is a lot of people out there are afraid of the work. They're scared of the work. But that's okay, because they can give all their work to us. They don't know the outcome of work, my friend. You get stronger. You get better. You get more developed. You never quit. You never give up. You persevere through the work. That's all right. They can give all that work to us.
I never take my eyes off my opponent, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands to
an undying will, commitment, the effort. Even though you get knocked down, you get back up, and you get back up, and you get back up, and you continue to throw shit against the wall because you believe in the purpose. You find value in it. He said, I failed over and over and over and over again. I failed, and that's why I succeeded. I tried to fix it. I did everything. I showed them compassion. I showed them mercy. I walked away. I was the bigger man. And look what the got me.
I own this town. I own Rio de Janeiro. So for him to say he is the king and I am the joker, if this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to whoop. But we are in a new time, so I'll whoop his ass in July. What are you looking at? I strangle you in a heartbeat. And you as well, a little juice head. Slap.
Hey,
Hey, when you're hurt, how do you feel? You lay down, right? You take a second. You're going, you take your vitamins, you do your thing. When I'm hurt, I love it. I love that feeling because it's real. That's the most realest feeling that you could ever have.
This is a brutal sport. This is not a gentleman's sport. I keep saying this is not a gentleman's sport. We don't ask to hit each other in the face, but we does in a way. And you can ask any doctor around the world, he'll tell you the head is not meant to be hit. Anybody can go. And on this particular time, we have bad blood against each other. This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's legal.
So why not use my right to do so?
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting with notifications because they can't stick with
But could you lose if you lose this fight?
I'm not gonna lose.
You say that in the last minute of the second.
I am not gonna lose. Did you hear what I said?
I feel like I fight from something a little bit different. You know, there's a dog inside of me. Either you have it or you don't. There's a difference between who you are and what you are. And what I am when I step on that court is, you know, I become that. You know, I am that killer stage. You know, I'm stone cold, man.
Sometimes I look in the mirror and get little frights as well looking at myself because I am an absolute animal, a machine. So I probably wouldn't want to find me either.
Antonio Montana.
And you? What you call yourself?
My name is Thomas Shelby. And today, I'm gonna kill a man. I built it. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
What, a vertebrae or partial?
Spinal.
Accept the pain. Smile at the pain. Embrace the pain. Zbogam. Pain is the gatekeeper of destiny. Pain is there to ask you one simple question. Do you really want...
Get trembling in bones. He's the homo sapien, I'm the homo superior.
Know this. I don't know when it's gonna come, but it's gonna come. And when it comes, bam, baby, good night.
You should be a monster. You should be ruthlessly ambitious and then learn how to control it.
Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy.
Godfather, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
You can act like a man. What can I do?
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid to sacrifice some blood.
And I dedicated this fight. I wasn't going to fight. I dedicated this fight to him. I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody vicious. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from the airport. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
If you have to ask how to get motivated to go to the gym, you don't need to be going to the gym. You don't want it enough. When you're sick and tired of looking and feeling like shit, you'll show up. I'll see you there. Because you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, that. You got to want to be in the gym.
You find no fucking answers in the light. None. It's too happy. It's too nice. And we need to be taught how to live in happiness. That just comes naturally to us. Happy moments, but the dark times, man, you can't get there unless you put yourself there.
Here's something a guy said recently. This dude said, there's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
Be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things. All right? And it's not about going out and lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, I'm dangerous. That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room.
Give a man a purpose and the ability to achieve it, and he will crawl over broken glass with a smile. And I think that feeling capable and powerful and competent and respected and admired is something that will get a man so far. You give a man those things, and he'll deal with suffering until the ends of the earth.
You're a man. You are a man. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions. Make the sacrifices. Make the unpopular decisions. And become comfortable in your own skin.
And if you are not a person that you are comfortable being alone with, that is the one person in this universe that you have full power, full right, and full responsibility to change.
This is kind of part of being a man. It's like, you kind of got to f it all up a little bit.
I think so.
I think part of learning is dying. I think part of learning is you got to die a little bit. Because what is learning? Learning is me giving up on my old ideas. Those ideas have to die for me to be open to some new. And so me learning how to be a better man, I had to die a little bit.
The dumb shit that I've done or the bad mistakes that I've made, they've taught me. You know, you learn. Like, that's why failure is so important. Like, failing and fucking up and making mistakes, it's very important. That's how you learn. That's how the bad feeling that you get from something that you shouldn't have done or wish you didn't do or wish you did better. Like, especially failing at something where you half-assed it and you just feel like a fucking loser. Like, that just teaches you. It teaches you to get your shit together.
It's easy to give up. Hell yeah. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going. Yeah, I don't feel like going to work. I'm done. Yeah, man. It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
He's okay. Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You'll stress to make ends meet. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares. Only a small percentage of population. Nobody gives a damn. And even if they do, what? You make a mistake, you zig when you should have zagged, you get clipped, so what? Everybody make mistake. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, way down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard.
Greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. So, just a mentality, really.
Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. Like, I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning. Until I started doing martial arts. Martial arts taught me that, like, I could get better at stuff. That I wasn't really a loser. I just was someone who was, like, in a fucked up situation. But you could channel all that energy that you have as a young person into something and get better at it. And then all of a sudden people admired me.
I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow. It's a selection effect. And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try.
Yeah. So I went from being someone who was incredibly insecure and basically a failure to someone who was really successful at this one thing that was very dangerous that other people were scared of. And that gave me immense confidence and also a real understanding of the direct correlation between hard work and success.
Don't follow what most people do because you don't want the results that most people get. The average person is obese, likely to be divorced, and has less than 1K in the bank. It feels safe to do what everyone else is doing, but it's actually a terrible decision.
It's like the best way to guarantee to not have the life that you want is to do what everyone else is doing. Unless you want what everyone else has, which no one does.
Who teaches you to be a man? You know, I never looked at things as problems. I look at them as opportunities. Maybe that's something I can say. You know, someone, but she did this, and well, what an opportunity you have. Yeah, well, the world, you know, because they did this, and I said that. Yeah, well, what an opportunity you have to make a difference. Because you never know who's watching. But more importantly, you shouldn't do it to be seen. You know, pray about it. Whatever it is you're committed to, fight for it. What did you say? Fear is nothing but contaminated faith.
That's right.
Fear is nothing but contaminated faith.
When do you become a man? When you get a driver's license? Like, what do we do? You're 16, we give you a driver's license. Okay, well, like, you get a job? Like, when do you become a man? You become a man when you become responsible for other people. And part of that is taking accountability. And so, like, I'm very new to this being a man thing. And I'm still not there. And I'm on a path.
I'm gonna have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean that I can't still take some action. Because, yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes, man.
The best thing about being a man, you have to build who you are. Right? You can decide if you want to be a funny comedian, or a musician, or a kickboxing world champion, or fight the Matrix. You can decide whatever you want to be. God loves to see that. Those people, for some reason, seem to be enormously lucky, right? The person who goes, I don't have to prove anything to God. I don't owe all of my ancestors any effort. You know, for 5,000 years, people were dodging saber-toothed tigers and catching the plague and running from Genghis Khan just for my stupid ass to be born. I don't owe them anything. I don't owe them a thing because I want to play video games. These people are fucking losers. You should walk through Earth with force inside of you.
I grew up in a culture that told me going to war made you a man. Going to prison, coming back makes you a man. Making $1 million makes you a man, you know, and it doesn't. And you don't know it till you've done all these things and realize, damn, I'm still a little fucking boy. Or been around people who've been there a bunch of times. You know, I don't know nothing about being at war like Kevin, but I know a bunch of soldiers that come back and are still fucking little boys. Can't wait to get back out. I know so many dudes can't wait to get back out, you know. Guys that we know, you know, warriors. But even warriors don't make you a man, you know.
I'm obsessed with finding myself now after and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself and my family, you know, really myself, and realizing that is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like giving your best is enough, and sometimes we lose track of that, you know, and yeah. So for anybody out there, you know, you're enough, man.
The bottom line is, no one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams come true. You're just not. We're not wired that way. You weren't born that way. You weren't that way when you were growing up, and you're certainly not that way as an adult.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, you know, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I thrive in that. That's the only place to be.
Victims see their past as their fate. Champions see their past as their origin story. And so a lot of people are living through their origin story right now, or they're living through the very reason that they'll never be successful. As weird of a construct as this is, the past doesn't exist. Just gone. It's not anywhere. And so the only thing that we actually have control over is the actions that we take right now. And it's a weird eraser of time to when you really start thinking that like it only exists in chemicals in my brain, but it doesn't exist right now. To think about the past that way. But in some ways it's also very freeing because it means that I get to start with no baggage. And in some ways for me it makes the present feel light.
Through that struggle, I will now have a better day, and I better fucking do it again tomorrow, or do something else. Because if I just think, well, tomorrow I'm just gonna coast and eat Twinkies and watch TV. Oh, hello, sadness, my old friend. Hello, depression. Because when you're not doing anything, you feel like shit. And that's just a part of being a human being.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing the thing in spite of not wanting to do the thing is discipline, right? You don't need motivation to get yourself up to go and do a thing. Make the promise small, build it up step by step. Know that you are going to have setbacks, and this is my favorite rule from James Clear, which is a habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row.
There's 10,000 times more going on inside the head of a man than you have any idea. He's carrying burdens that you don't have a clue about, and he don't know how to express them, and he don't know what to do about it, and he figures if he puts it out there and communicates it, he's just going to be shot down, called a fool, called weak, so he carries it inside, and you have no clue the burdens and the hell that most men are carrying inside and not even showing you.
If your definition of success is win or lose, giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting yourself up for success. I really think the biggest cheat code in life is just going after it and not being concerned of whether or not you fail at one specific task. Instead, understanding the big picture, what your long-term goal is, and knowing if you keep driving forward and never fucking quit, in the end you will succeed.
The sacrifices that I encourage people to take are not sacrifices I did not make. And I don't say that there's no ways to get there. I'm just saying that this is the way I got there. And if this path works for you, then maybe it works better than what you're doing right now. Which is, I had a lot of pain. And so I tried to use it. I just used what I had. I was just angry. I didn't want to fail. And so I just kept going. And so there was there just wasn't another option. And so I think that's what I would encourage people to think about. Was like, I didn't allow another option, because the other option was just worse than dying.
For those of us climbing to the top of the food chain, there can be no mercy. There is but one rule: hunt or be hunted.
Somebody out there still working harder than you. Somebody working harder. Let's go. Lose. I don't lose. I win. I win. That's my job. That's what I do. Come on. Scared coward. You got man in the with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world. Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white pussy. Scared of the real man.
He was looking at me, and he just had this look, and he's just swinging his hands. I said, "You're not gonna beat me. I'm prepared to die," and I meant that, man. I swear to God on my life, I meant that.
I'll tell you this: in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that itch.
I just cracked one day, and I was like, fabulous. I'm just gonna do stuff.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never.
You didn't learn your limitations. I have no limitations. I woke up. Everybody else is
はいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいそういうことね。
Must add to a bad entire life, or must add to that role.
Disperse terdiri dari armada dari
It's not being a threat. They're two different things. All right? And it's not about going out lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around where your chest and shoulders up, walking around saying I'm dangerous. That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room.
I don't care how good you are, if you don't have discipline, you nobody. Nothing about discipline. Because you give up on the slightest struggle without discipline. Discipline, do what you hate to do, but do it when you love it.
Do it when you hate to do it. Do it like you love it.
You find the answers in the life. None. It's too happy. It's too nice. And we're not even taught how to live in happiness. That just comes natural to us. Happy moments are the dark times, man. You can't get there unless you prove yourself there.
And by purposefully choosing difficult things, you will arm yourself against that situation. It's still going to suck. But think about how much more fragile you would be if you hadn't overcome all of this stuff. We spoke about this yesterday. Every single person that I know that is incredibly successful in a balanced way and has a good perspective on it elects to do very hard things regularly. It humbles them. It reminds them that they're just mortal. And it also means that if the entire mainstream media apparatus tries to come down on top of you, let's say, just as a hypothetical, let's say that occurs, then you can deal with it. Because you know that you've dealt with 1,000 disgusting kettlebell workouts full at one, a cold, whatever.
Because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and it will just hammer you.
It's like personal cuts.
100%. So if I can help you build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are.
I can't catch a break, guys. Yeah. Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks. Yeah, I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up. Yeah, and I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong, and then I went back. It's like I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no way there's no other way to do it. And I've had a bunch of shitty breaks. Everybody has. But you gotta realize when you have those shitty breaks what that is. It's an opportunity for you to reassess, reboot, get better, figure out another way, find another way through. It's just little challenges.
You've faced your demons. You've been able to go on an audiobook in your mind. Maybe you didn't write a book in your mind. You were able to hear all your past traumas. You were able to listen to them. You're able to say, okay, now I can talk to people about what I went through. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays. In their minds, kill them from moving forward. I'm ashamed of myself. Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. We are humans. But then again, if you always think that we're humans, you will always just be a human and always make the same rookie mistakes. You must take this knowledge that you learn. All this is knowledge. So I'm just trying to give people that strength to go in the archives of your life. Because while you're probably fucked up, there's probably something happened to you in your life. Go through the archives, dig it up, study it, and then use it for yourself. That's the main purpose for me right now.
You'll be less than. You'll be a fucking loser if you don't. I can't leave the gym. You won. You fucking won. You walk out here today. You've won. Imagine walking out the door a loser. I'd rather die. I would rather die than be that loser guy. Think about that.
Minggu berapa live right on the edge closest between red.
Close to death. It sounds crazy, but you gotta give it that much. If you want results, otherwise you're like everybody else. The majority of the population, they think they're training hard.
And the people that look at those challenges and go, why do I always have these challenges? There's an answer. Those people are dangerous to be around. They will rob you of your enthusiasm. They don't give you any fuel. They're the opposite of fuel. Yeah. Like the fuel people, they're the people that are kicking ass. The people that are out there just fucking hustling. Always getting things done. The guy, like my friend Chaco, every morning I'll check his Instagram page 4:30, shows a picture of his watch, get after it. He's out there working out 4:30 in the morning. He does it every fucking morning. Why? Because he doesn't want to. And that's how you do it. You go and get after it, you don't make any excuses. And those kind of guys are fuel. But those I can't catch a break guys, they're the opposite of fuel. They're just pissing out your fire. They're no fun. And then the people that surround them are all idiots. Because only idiots want to be around I can't catch a break guys. Yeah. Only the dummies stick around. After a while, even if they're your good friend, you gotta be like, bro, you gotta fucking stop. You gotta stop with all this I can't catch a break bullshit. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting your shit together, reading a book, meditating, something. Fucking something. But this I can't catch a break shit is not helping anybody, and it pushes everybody away from
As close as you can be to being at control.
Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions.
To
Make the
being.
sacrifices. Make the unpopular
Be too.
decisions.
You can
And
be
become
too.
comfortable in your own skin. And if you are not a person that you are comfortable being alone with, that is the one person in this universe that you have full power, full right, full responsibility to change.
Right now in life, your family's looking for that one guy right now. They're looking for that one guy who's strong, who's that pillar for the family in hard times. Make sure they look around and find you. These are the times right now for you to step up. Be that guy that can take anything. Stay hard.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eat pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, way down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts and two-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard.
You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You'll stress to make ends meet. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow.
It's a selection of things.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try.
Man, how do you do what you do? At the end of the day, I ask myself one question. Can I take one more step? And usually the answer is yes. So if you can
And
answer
then
that
realizing
question,
that they need to
that is really failure.
train.
That is real quitting. So a lot of people can take one more step and they choose not to. I don't know if you can take 2 steps. You got to answer that question after you take the first step. But I can always take one more step, so if I choose not to, that's on me.
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
Look at all those people down there. Follow the rules for what? They're letting fear lead them.
What happens if I don't?
Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back.
You have to jump. There is no way around. You have to jump.
Take the biggest risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to
The
dance.
things are changing.
You got to jump out
The
there as far
things
as you
are
can.
changing, and as I'm realizing.
You got to go through to get to where you want to get. Who's got the right to stop you? I mean,
また逆説だ。
And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. You have the right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no after you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do.
Imagine that you're in a movie, and imagine the movie begins now.
実勢過去形でした。
What would that guy do right now? Yeah. Because you are.
At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south, and you're going to say, this is it. This is how I am. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. Just begin.
But I love this question, which is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I love thinking about that when I'm thinking about big life decisions. Like, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do.
These are the years when the man changes into the man he's going to become in his life. Just be careful who you change into.
You know, if I see something, I see opportunity, I'm going to go for it. You know what I'm saying? We only, we're all going to die one day.
Yeah, it's true.
So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. Go for it.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living.
People either survive in the jungle or exist in the zoo. Few recognize the significance of the paradoxical reconciliation of the two.
Pain motivates significantly faster and stronger than pleasure does. Like, people are like, no, passion's the right way. It's like, point a gun at a family member. All of a sudden,
クソ眠いな。
Pain.
Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of just embarrassing bravery. And I promise you, something great will come of it.
Be the hero of your own movie. If your life was a movie and it started now, forget about whatever financial disasters you've had, personal failures, relationship failures. What would the hero of your life's movie do right now? Do that. Do those things. We define ourselves far too often by our past failures. We look at our past and we say, well, that's me. That's not you. You are this person right now. You're the person who's learned from those failures. And you can choose to be the hero of your own movie right now.
Well, what I like about it is I'm doing something I don't want to do. Every time I start doing things I don't want to do, I grow.
Yes. That's a lesson that people need to hear. It's so important because everybody just wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to sit and go, I don't want to go outside, it's cold. I don't want to go outside. Like, you gotta do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss. Your mind is telling your body what to do and you control.
So many of us come from these small places in our mind that we're not willing to think outside of only what we've seen. Our mind works in such a small compartment. And one thing I was able to do was to many people don't make dreams your master. But I was able to dream outside those four walls of that small town. And until you're able to really put yourself into that dream, but don't make dreams your master, that's where you truly become what you're destined to become.
Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. And it's like, because they don't think you can do nothing they can't do.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
ど
it's
こ
a
や
lonely, scary, dangerous pursuit. And you got to be willing to risk everything to become the seed of what you believe is in there. You got to be fearless. You got to be relentless.
Well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. It's like the first thing you want to do is
ああ充電したよ。
downside of your ability to defend and adapt. It's the same issue with children. Like, you're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know.
Conceptualize.
It's like,
Conceptualize.
clock is ticking. Yeah. And if you're miserable in your job now, you change nothing.
よいしょ。頭が溶けてもできる勉強やろう。師匠5強。真即理、正即理、力二元論。理が、本質、イデア、形相と質量でいうところの、質量ですか。形相、はい。はい。質量ね。はい。なんで、力二元論の理が、質量であり、気が形相であると。 あ、生則理と真則理か。陽明学が真則理で、正と情があって、ミスターああ。真則理、正則理。虚形キュウリだ、虚形キュウリ。うん、うん、うん、うん。おう、陽明。おう。 幼梅。哦，幼梅。哦，幼梅。哦，幼梅。